Hi there. I wanted to talk a little bit about Swami Sivananda. He was the guru of my guru, Swami Satchidananda. I call him a Sat Guru because of the tremendous effect he left upon the world. In some ways, he is still here in his disciples. I was talking in the video homage to the disciple. You can always tell how great a guru is by his disciples. Well, I mean, when you go by that standard, Sivananda had a profound effect in the world by the number of realized disciples he had. I just compiled a short list. And this is by no means complete. This is from the wiki. Swami Chidananda, who I met. Swami Krishnananda. Swami Venkateshananda, who I met briefly when he was traveling with Muktananda. His writings have profoundly affected my mind. There's Swami Pranavananda, Chinmayananda, who started the Chinmaya mission. Had a huge effect. Swami Sivananda Radha. She had a retreat site in Vancouver, Canada, or Victoria, Canada. Laitananda, Omkarananda, Satchidananda, my own guru, Satchidananda Saraswati, who helped start the Bihar School of Yoga, Shantananda, Sahajananda. Sahaj means the state of ecstasy. Then there's Vishnudevananda. What a character. And then Saint Choi. These are just 13 that they list. I remember Satchidananda, he was always so into the state of perfection. He had his own little kutir in Rishikesh, and periodically he would clean the whole thing, to the whole yard, up to the picket fence, and be dumping the dirt outside the picket fence. One day Sivananda came by and said, "Oh, what will you do about the dirt that's outside?" So that made him think, but it also made Sivananda think. Because a couple of days later, he called Satchidananda Yogi Raj, the king of yoga. He said, "Yogi Raj, come here. I've got some prasad." And to Satchidananda, this was a tremendous blessing. So he goes up and he's waiting, and he has his hand, and he went and looked, and then underneath the sweets, he picked up a chili and it was covered with, put it in his hand. He says, "Eat it." He did. And in a second or two, Satchidananda was jumping up and down. And there was Sivananda laughing. He says, "Oh my God, look at the yogi. Equanimity itself." He was a tough taskmaster, but he also was very loving. He used to write letters late into the night. He used to do He wrote over 200 books. But his secret of doing that was that he had Venkatesh transcribe them all night, staying up all night, and then in the morning would bring them to him. And he always accepted it. And like I said, and sometimes he'd say, well, here's more hotcakes off the griddle. So he looked at these as sort of a spiritual food. He was completely devoted to manifesting the presence of God. When he was dying, his body was out of order. He was laying in bed. He couldn't speak at the end. But what he did is he was lying on his bed, turn over, and use his sigh, and he would write the Om symbol. So even at the end, he was filled with that intense feeling for God. In 2001, I went to Rishikesh and went to Sivananda Ashram, which is up off the banks. And we went down to the mausoleum below the assembly hall. There was nobody there. So we went in, my wife and I, and went around the mausoleum. I can't tell you how powerful it was to go around that. If you ever go to Rishikesh, he died in 63, so this was 37, 38 years after his death. It was like being in the presence of a living master. The energy was so intense. So, why do I call him a Sat Guru? These are just the outward signs. If you look at the old videos of Sivananda, he's busy walking and people are following him. Just to be with him. To further understand the Swamis who became their own teachers after a while had, even though they recognized that he made mistakes, they were always wondering where they were going to get the next dollar to pay for food the next day sometimes. He was known as Swami Sivananda because he was always giving. There's a story that somebody came and played before Swami. And people couldn't understand why he was so effusive in his praise, because to their mind But they saw he wasn't that great. But a year later, when the kid came back, 1 year older, there was the master. Somehow, Sivananda had tapped into this kid and this kid's desire to be the master inflamed his life. When he came back, he was what Sivananda had praised the year before. Things like that tell you what a great being he was. Thank you.